What Pepe don't sing? You don't want me to sing, Pepe? Pepe, you are such a party pooper. I had something brewing right there. It was going to be a masterpiece, and you're shutting me down. You're shutting me down. Are you seriously shutting me down? Pepe, you are fired. You're fired, Pepe. Hi, everybody. Welcome to DG360. I was just gonna sing for everybody. Everybody loves my singing, and Pepe just shut me down. All right. I get it, Pepe. I get what you're saying. Let's get into this video here. Erad has some words to say about Star Citizen in 2023 and his expectations in 2023. So I'm very curious to hear what my friend the Eradicator has to say about what he thinks is going to happen in Star Citizen in 2023. Let's check it out.
Hello guys and welcome to the channel. It's the Eradicator, and so in this video I wanted to go over my expectations and hopes for 2023. I know I usually do that a little bit earlier. Yeah, I just haven't had time.
Thank you, Strix.
Better.
I love you, Strix. Thanks for that resubscription. 2 months. He's trying it on. He's trying on the DG360 algorithm. He's seeing if he likes it, and I think he does because there's 2 months of subscription right there. Thank you very much, Strix.
Late than never. So let's get started. I got a list of a couple of things that I hope or believe will happen in 2023. I try to keep them as reasonable as possible, so there's not going to be, I'll try at least not to make any crazy statements out there. First one, I believe that we are going to have more ships delivered by Cloud Imperial Games, as well as new concept sales. That's quite an obvious one. It's happening.
I am so against the concept ship sales. I like they can make them, but like wait till they're finished. Thank you. Look at this. Look at Huffrey's gifting Tina. Huffrey's has good taste. He says, Tina, are you telling Tina to try me on? That's Huffrey's. That's a little spicy.
Every year. And I think that this year we are going to see some of the concept that they did talk about previously. For example, we were mentioned about the...
Listen. Here's my view on this. And this is very controversial. But like concept ship sales to me I don't like the concept ship sales. I believe that the ship should be finished and then put out to market, right? I personally won't buy concept ships anymore. I've made that decision. I made that sometime last year. I made that public. I said, I'm not going to buy any concept ships personally for myself. I'm making that decision with my wallet because I want the ships to be finished. And I feel like that will lead to a more lean, mean, streamlined John Crew ship creating department. If you understand what I'm saying. Those of you who have been playing Star Citizen for a while and understand the game development, understand what's going on at Cloud Imperium. Personally, they can show me all the concepts they want, but I'm not going to buy them until it's finished. I will only buy finished flyable ships. That's it.
TV variants from Grey Cat Industrials, but I would also like to see other types of ships. We don't have a Crusader starter ship, for example. Usually Cloud Imperial Games like to sell a starter ship each year. It's a great way also to promote Star Citizen for new players who may not necessarily want to be buying an expensive, $100 or more ship. So it's been working pretty well with the Cutter, and I don't see why they wouldn't do that with another manufacturer. And since Crusader Industries does not have a starter ship, it would be a great manufacturer for that. We also always have a large ship in concept sale, which is, I think, a problem also because these large ships almost rarely get delivered, right? We saw what happened with the Banu Merchantman.
Yeah, they're not.
But I don't see why we wouldn't see one of these big ships right there. So maybe another new capital ship that will be sold this year, perhaps at the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. There might be possibilities of other ships here being delivered. The SRV, we know that it's almost ready, so I can't imagine it may come for 3.19.
I don't expect any of the much larger ships to even be put out in 2023.
We know that they've been working on the RSA Lynx as well as the Hull C.
I don't expect that server meshing is going to be done in what they say is Q4 2023. I can't get behind that. I think it'll be in late. I think it'll be like mid to late 2024 before it's even put in, if that's a thing. And I think we're not going to see any of the larger ships until we have that tech that we so desperately need functioning correctly, you know?
For a very long time, but for that we need to have a fleshed out economy. Next, I think that in 2023, some of the 4.0 features that we saw in the last episode of CitizenCon,
we've seen forms of
going to
baby multi-crew gameplay. You know what I mean?
Branch, because 4.0 is not going to be released until, at the very least, the end of this year and perhaps even next year, right? But some of these features may be ready before. I'm thinking of, for example, of the
engineering is very
Redux,
important.
which seemed
Absolutely
quite
agree.
advanced
There needs to be more
already,
engineering gameplay
during the last CitizenCon. But I wouldn't exclude also a first investigation mission that they've also been working on for quite some time for us to maybe test and give some feedback. Also, I think that, speaking of CitizenCon, I think that we're going to have a demo this year. Last year we did not have a demo. We had a lot of panels, which were awesome for sure, but we were missing that demo where Chris is showing some of the gameplay that's going to be coming soon, TM, in Star Citizen. The last gameplay demo that we had was in 2019, just before the pandemic. Obviously, in 2020, we didn't have a
What's going on with Erad's frame rates, man? When he's editing his videos,
kind of
something's
scripted,
happening.
not really a live demo, and we didn't have any in 2022. But I think it's going to be coming back in 2023 because I think that they are going to be celebrating the fact that it's going to be a physical CitizenCon, and people are going to be excited about that. I also think that we're going to have a teaser about what's going to come next at that demo.
How are you?
We always do. And I think that it's going to be time to move on from Pyro eventually. We've seen Pyro time and time again. Pyro is probably going to be done by the time it's going to be released. What's going to come next? Well, we know that they've been working on Nyx as well, but we haven't seen much of Nyx ever since Delamar was removed from the PU.
These other systems aren't going to be playable until server meshing gets ironed out in some form or fashion. That's just the way it's going to be. Like pushing Pyro out ahead of that's kind of dangerous to me. It's putting the cart before the horse. I think they might do it like the way that, we have elevator issues, and we've been talking about elevators and how they're putting the cart in front of the horse on that, because without the elevators, we couldn't get around anywhere. But we need server meshing to make them work functionally. And don't get me started talking about the physics grid. Don't even get me started talking about that. Here's the thing. In order for us to have the best experience that is the game that we want, we need this technical hurdle of server meshing to be accomplished. It just needs to be accomplished in some form or fashion. It needs to be put down, and then you're going to see like an explosion. But until then, that's just the way things are. That's just what I want. What I am like focused on this year is shaming Tony Z. And I can't believe I'm doing it, but I'm going to push the shame bell once again for Tony Z, who is what
shame.
The architect, or at least so I thought. I need to hear more about trading. I need like a transparent video with Tony Z talking about Quanta. I need to hear how AI, like what the progress is, what's going on. I need to hear more about trading. It's a huge aspect of gameplay that's being completely overlooked, and I haven't heard anything about it for a very long time.
And I wouldn't be surprised if we get some kind of Nyx teaser at the end of the CitizenCon demo, just like we had a Pyro teaser at the end of the 2019 CitizenCon demo. Last but not least, I expect 2023 to have more cargo gameplay. The cargo refactor is one of the features of Star Citizen 3.18, but it's not really well fledged out. Basically, it's just a physicalization of cargo, but we are waiting for more things like cargo timers.
Right.
We're waiting
it's
for
more than it was.
Cargo elevators. We're waiting for persistent hangars as well, where we'll be able to store some of the goods that we would have previously purchased.
Big
All of
game
that
changer for
is
pirates.
not yet in the game, but is still expected and
All
is
the
still
pirates
needed
unite.
to make cargo in Star Citizen something a bit more fleshed out and more interesting to play. Also, hopefully, but that I don't think that's going to be happening in 2023, but perhaps we'll also
I
see
think there might be
finally
a chance of it.
a little bit of Quanta here, and the economy being run by NPCs, at least the very start. But yeah, since we haven't heard from Tony Zonorek in a long time in regards to Quantum, I don't think that this is going to be happening. But hey, who knows? Maybe we'll have an announcement out of the blue, right? Anyway, that is all for this video here. These were my expectations for
It's a very short video, Erad. Short and to the point. short and sweet, but like that's one of the biggest things to me is Tony Z and explain what the hell is going on with the economy, that it's a very important aspect to any game. To any game on this level, especially on an MMO, you want to make sure that the economy is strong and vibrant. And I've always been very skeptical that the AI is going to be able to simulate supply and demand because it's AI. It's not human, right? And we know what we want as humans. Don't you screw us up. We know what we want. AI is not going to tell me what I want. That's the demand. That's the demand side of things. AI is not going to tell me what I want. I'm going to tell me what I want. And if AI tries to tell me what I want, I turn that shit off. Trust me. On Facebook, Amazon, when it tries to show me shit I might like, sure, I might like a few things, but don't tell me what I like, AI. I'm a human. I know what I like. I know what I want to buy. And like if they can actually simulate correct demand and supply, the basics behind any economy. I want something or I'm selling something. Right? So what it comes down to, the very basics of the economy. If they can do that with AI, I'm going to be super impressed. Super impressed. Because I am super skeptical about quanta and quantum and making, like, you can't tell me AI is going to replicate everything that I want. Don't even start. Don't start. Humans forever. Humans forever. I am pro-human. I am pro-human.